Yeah, I think early on the nerves take a little bit to settle in, and that it's just hockey at the end of the day. So feeling good about it now moving forward.
And I know you only just got here this season, but you know a lot about Panthers Bolts. You've been in these games this season. You've seen kind of the intensity ramp up when these two teams get together. Just your thoughts on this series we're heading into.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's preseason or start of the season or end of the season, and certainly in playoffs, I think it brings out the best and the intensity out of both teams. These were the kind of matchups that I was excited about, making the move down here last summer. So, everyone wants to, get to where they've been the last couple years, and no greater opportunity than us to face them right now.
Did you watch the game last night? Any pre-scouting there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously two great teams, so it was just nice sitting on the couch knowing we didn't have our own game 7 tonight. So obviously no matter who we were playing, it was going to be a tough matchup, and excited about the opportunity.
Sam, that series against the Capitals, you guys had comeback wins, you had overtime wins, you really had to play a tough physical brand of hockey. What stood out to you about knowing that you could play that way, especially in the playoffs, that you want to carry over into this series against Tampa?
Yeah, for sure. A couple tight games, that I loved. How we reacted, how we responded in those games. Coming from behind, giving up leads. So, it was a big test for us, and obviously nice to stick with it and come out on top.
From an outsider looking in and now being part of it, where do you think this this Florida Tampa Bay rivalry is as far as within the NHL? It seemed like it really took a big step forward last year.
I don't know. I mean, we're gonna find out. But it's been fun right from the start. Getting in and being a part of it. So don't expect this series to be any different.
And it's not one-sided. I mean, like you said, it brings out the best in both teams. It's not like Tampa Bay's like, it's Florida. It seems like they don't like you, you don't like them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm like I said, I'm excited to be a part of it.
Did you watch it last year? Do you remember anything from watching on TV?
Yeah, watched a couple. Bounced around. Obviously, first round I never really watched as much. The second round started watching a little bit more, but saw enough about it to kind of know what it's about, and ready to get going.
Do you get the sense this is a matchup guys wanted to get their?
Yeah, I don't know. We were so focused on what we had going on, and like you guys said, a couple of tight games to that could have swung that series. So we were just doing our part to get through round 1, and whoever we had round 2 was out of our control.
The other night, Barkey mentioned after Game 3, you guys had like a meeting, and obviously you guys won 3 in a row after that. I know you're not going to give away like everything, but just what kind of flipped there? What was maybe said? Just kind of big picture in that maybe.
Yeah, just one day at a time. I think early on in the series, nerves got the best of us a little bit. Especially early on in games, it kind of took us a little bit to settle down. I think we were almost trying to be too perfect, trying to be something that we weren't, and it was kind of hindering our game a little bit. So I think it was just a matter of relaxing and knowing what gave us success in the regular season and trying to implement that a little bit more into our game.
Kind of along those lines, the narrative going into the postseason is the game changes. It's not the regular season; it's different. It's a different game of hockey. But the last 3 games, especially, I don't know, kind of look very similar to regular season in a lot of ways. I mean, you guys still had the penchant for comebacks. You guys were still had the fresher teams who went the tougher team in third periods. Was it that different? Is it that different than the regular season? I get that the intensity's up, but what else?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first go around about it, and every game you learn so much. Every series, obviously, you learn so much, and I think maybe personally, early on, every team's so antsy and eager and ready to go and going a million miles an hour, every shift, and it kind of takes a couple games to kind of slow down. Obviously fatigue sets in a little bit, and you just can't keep that pace up. So I think it kind of fell into to more of a normal hockey game, and that's what it is at the end of the day, and that's where we feel comfortable, and we like our game when we're kind of relaxed.
When you go back to the other night, you see, a lot of guys clearly weren't 100%, as you wouldn't expect from 6-game playoff, but, Eck was practically limping off the ice when it was over. I know Benny came back, a lot of guys just were banged up. How inspiring is that, when guys are like, nothing's...
Yeah, I think everyone kind of rallies around, being able to battle through whatever you're going through. Every team's going through it. We're no different. Every time you can put a series away, give yourself another day or two. It's always important. It's been a nice kind of refreshing couple days here, and now starting to gear back up for Tampa.
We'll take a question from the Zoom. We'll go to Alan Pupar, NHL.com.
Hi, Sam. Sam, what stands out to you when you look at the Lightning?
Sorry, say that again.
What stands out to you when you look at the Lightning?
They've been the best the last couple of years. Obviously, they're the team everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to beat. I think you start with their goaltender. Obviously another great series out of him. So I think first and foremost try and make his life difficult. Their top end guys are some of the best in the world. So it's going to be a great challenge, and it's one we're up for.
Thank you.
We'll go to Mike DePasquale, Channel 7, WSBN.
Sam, we saw during the series against Washington, specifically some of the games in Washington, where your team committed some uncharacteristic penalties. Do you anticipate Tampa trying to bait you into those? Because they like to play physical. We saw that during the regular season. We saw that during the playoffs last year. Is the key just to be disciplined?
Yeah, I think if you look all over the playoffs, I think every series there was a lot of power plays, a lot of penalties, and it was something we had to focus on throughout the series. I think we did a better job of it in the last couple. So certainly something you want to focus on, and facing another great power play. So it's you never want to give those guys extra opportunities, extra confidence throughout games, and for sure discipline's going to be huge.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Obviously, this is a team that has had our number, has had every team's number, the last couple of years. So obviously, it's always a battle against these guys, and we're up for the challenge, and everyone's excited in there.
Did you watch the game last night? A little excitement trying to figure out who you guys were going to be playing?
Two tough teams. Obviously, Game 7s you can go anyway. Obviously, Toronto had a outstanding season as well, and they're a tough team, but. In the end, obviously, I think a lot of guys, wanted to play this team, and, it is what it is. They had a good game last night, and, moving forward, this is what we're ready for.
The other day, Bruno called Gus Forsling Mr. Fix-It, just because it seems like you can put him anywhere. What's he been like for this team, the addition, not the addition, but just him being able to be so versatile?
Yeah, he's been great. I think you just said it there, versatile. He moves his feet well. You can put him in any situation. He plays well, and solid in his own end, but also in the offense. Then he can get up in the play, join the rush, and make some plays in the O-zone too. So all over the ice, it's great to have him on our side.
One of the pictures I had, or lasting memories of the Tampa Bay series last year was you smiling, having a good time. You seem to really enjoy playing Tampa Bay, right? That style, that physical.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, for me, it's, obviously when you play teams like that, but I think for me, I enjoy playing every game. So, no matter who it is, whether it was Toronto or Tampa, it's playoffs too. You got to enjoy the moment. You got to enjoy where you are, and, cherish, every time you get on the ice.
What are the biggest takeaways for you guys as a group coming off the series win against Washington? Obviously, it was a series that saw a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they're a challenging team. They played us well. Obviously, I think there's a couple games there where we'd like to, clean some things up. But as the series went on, I think we got better and kind of got more to our game. And, But some overtime wins there. Some big guys came up to step up and get us those wins. And but it's on to the next round and focus on that now.
Did you like how much, physicality you guys showed in that series? Obviously, things tighten up in the playoffs. Capitals brought a ton of physical play to the ice. Did you like just the way, kind of that gritty style on occasion that you have to play in the postseason?
Yeah, I think we could play, any style that's, come to us. And, a team like that, they're always in your face. Tampa's going to be the same way. They're going to be in your face. They're going to be right on top of you, it feels. But, we got to play that, to our advantage and keep doing the same thing. And we should be good there.
Braden Point is a question mark for the series after he had a leg injury last night. You guys know how good he is from when you guys have played against him. Does that kind of change the dynamic of things a little bit with him kind of being a question mark?
He's a great player, in our league. Whether he plays or not, I don't think we're focused on one player, specifically. But they got a whole team over there that's obviously proved it the last couple of years. So whether he's in the lineup or not, we'll focus that when the time comes, and but focus on ourselves and what we have to do.
Markey said the other night that after Game 3, you guys like maybe have players only meeting or something like that. Just what can you kind of tell us about that and how that? I mean, you guys won 3 in a row. After that, so it seemed to work.
Yeah, I think it's just we kind of got away from our game a little bit. Just guys speaking up, seeing what their thoughts are outside of the coaches and the media has to say and stuff like that. It's obviously we all love each other in there, respect everybody's opinions, and it's good to kind of just get together and kind of share thoughts and what everyone has to say.
Do you think that Washington series really helped you guys? I mean, it wasn't really, maybe game 2, but even then, it really wasn't an easy game for you guys.
I think that's how you got to win games now. The games aren't going to be 6-1, 7-1, 7-3. It's going to be tight games from here on out. Obviously every team has strategies and how to defend us or vice versa. So it was a challenge. Obviously we got the upper hand there, and we're focusing on the next one here.
Does winning a series against a team like Washington that won the cup, kind of similar to the Lightning, does that help going into a series like this, knowing how to beat a team?
I guess obviously they have some veterans there that know how to win, know how to close out some games, and that just comes with experience that they have. But I think we played these teams enough. We played Tampa enough. We know their personnel and what they're all about as they do. So it's gonna be a challenge, but we're up for it.
Good question from the Zoom. Mike Pasquale, Channel 7 WSBN.
Thank you. And Monty, before Game 6, Bruno and some of your teammates said the key against the Capitals in that game would be to get off to a fast start. The first 5 minutes to set the tone. Would you agree that's going to be the key against Tampa right out of the gate, considering the way they like to play physical, the way they like to bait you into fighting?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one thing where I think last series we started off a little slow in some games there, but if you're not ready for these games coming up here, there's no really reason to not be. So I think everybody's kind of amped up to get started here.
If I can follow up, the last 3 games of Washington, the Capitals out-hit you because they wanted to play that physical style. Do you anticipate Tampa taking that same page from that playbook against you guys? Because we saw that in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it's going to be physical. I think that's one thing that obviously Washington, thought they can, play us hard and kind of get us out of our game. But I've told a lot of people I think we can play any style. If they want to play hard and be physical, we can do that right back. So I think it just makes our game that much stronger.
They speak.
Thank you, Mike.
They speak of how much they rely on Vasilevsky, but you got elite Bob in this series. Just what's the confidence level you guys have right now?
Yeah, he's been doing it all year. We got all the confidence with both our goalies there. He's so steady back there and makes some big time saves. So it keeps us calm. He's obviously reliable back there, and we're happy to that he's on his game.
Are there noticeable differences with him this year? Because obviously last year the playoffs did not go well for him, but like you said, all year long it just seems like he's been.
Yeah, I mean,
been in years.
I wasn't here that much last year, so it's fairly new. I think he might have played 1 or 2 games there at the end of the playoffs. But for goalies, it's obviously he comes to the rink every day, the same attitude, positive guy. Whether he's playing well or not, I think when I noticed that whoever was in net, he was supporting that guy, and obviously last year we had 3 solid netminders back there, but I think he just came in positive attitude, kept working on his game. He's the hardest worker I've seen, on the ice, and how he takes care of his body. So it's good to, see him, get recognized and, back to his game.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
Monty.
very much.
Pretty good effort by both those guys coming back there in the second.
Yeah, it's playoff hockey, and we got a really resilient, kind of hard group that want to win bad, and they weren't going to let anything stop them.
Goaltender for game one.
Yeah.
We'll take some questions from the Zoom. We'll go to Alan Poupar, NHL.com.
Hi, Bruno. Bruno, I'm not sure if this ever came up, but did you get the sense that maybe your players wanted Tampa Bay in the second round, or to face them at some point in the playoffs?
I didn't get that. I just think we were so excited to get out of the first round, and we got another opportunity. I didn't feel any of that though.
Again, but going back to Tampa Bay, I mean, it's such a good rivalry. You guys played them, 20 times in 2021, only once in 2022, but, I mean, could you guys know each other any better?
No, exactly. Just kind of going through the pre-scout this morning, it was, you're very familiar. Nothing's really changed. We played against each other so much, like you said, and they really helped us. I said this early in the year, a lot of the year, they helped us make us a better team. We kind of saw firsthand how hard it is and what it takes, and playing against them is always a challenge, and I think we saw what it was, and they made us better by playing them that many times.
Last year, you guys were chasing that series, right, after it was
Yeah,
1-2
yeah.
here. How important is it to give your best go here in Sunrise?
Well, it's vital, like every series is. I think our starts is one thing we were really focusing on, just from, you could say for the series, but I think for each game, and didn't particularly love our starts a lot of that series. We're a little slow at the gate, so that's a real emphasis for us right now. We got to start better.
And then just Anthony Duclair, giving him that chance to kind of see the game a different way with the healthy stretch. You think it's going to be good to get him going for the second round?
We're going to need him, and he needs to he needs to make more of an impact than he's made, and he will. But we're going to need Duke for sure.
How tough was that to make that decision and have to tell him? What did you think he did?
It's always a hard decision. It's the worst part of coaching, is making those decisions, and he's played so well for us this year, made it even harder. But you got to make hard decisions, and again, I don't think he made an impact that he's capable of. And he was trying. He just needs to figure playoff hockey out a little bit, and needs a little bit more out of him.
We'll go to Mike DePasquale, Channel 7, WSBN.
Thank you, Eddie. Bruno, good morning. Do you think that Tampa will be a carryover from last year's playoff team? What I mean by that is they like to bait you, play physical. We saw that during the regular season. We saw it in the playoffs last year. Do you think they're going to try to bait you into penalties like that?
They're going to play their game. I mean, they know this playoff game better than anybody around right now. So they know what they're doing. We have to stay disciplined, obviously. And I think we're learning. We've learned the hard way from last round, and we're going to have to continue. We learned really hard last time we played them at the end of the regular season, where we were totally undisciplined, and I think we learned our lesson, and they're going to challenge us in every facet, and discipline's one of them.
Thank you, Bruno.
We'll go to Mari from the Tampa Bay Times.
When you see how Tampa goes up against Toronto in that first round, and obviously the challenges that they saw against Toronto going that full 7-game stretch, is there anything in particular that stuck out, either that triggered something that you all experienced against them from the regular season or even last year in that playoff run?
Yeah, I would say what sticks out, and especially you saw the third period last night, is they know how to win, and they know what it takes. They can close games out. Nothing really phases them. There's battle tested as a team there is around, and that's probably what stuck out. But it stuck out last year, so nothing's really changed. They're Stanley Cup winners for a reason.
Does winning a series against Washington, a team that obviously is kind of similar, does that give the guys and maybe you confidence that when you go up against a team like that, like you said, that has that experience?
I think every series you start 0-0, and I thought we won the series, and I think we showed our resiliency, showed a lot of things that make us a great team, and this will need a lot of that we're building. I thought we built our game as the series went on, and we'll need it again.
Bruno, none of your Was that weighing on guys at the start of the last series, and are you I mean, can everybody's shoulders be a bit lighter, and yes, you're deeper in, and the stakes are higher now, but at least you don't have to hear that?
Yeah, I think it wore on us a little bit. I think that, and the president, you win the president's trophy, and there's always a taboo with that, and so I think they wore that a little bit. I thought it got better as the series went on. I thought loosened the load, and I think it will be better for it, for our group and going forward. To go through those things, playoffs are hard, expectations are hard, and again, the little resiliency, we stayed within ourselves and we found a way out, and I think we'll be better for it.
I know it's not your club up there, obviously, but if Braden Point is limited or can't go, how does that change your thinking, or does it at all?
Doesn't at all. They're a great team. They're well coached and very well coached, and they know how to win. So it doesn't really change. And Braden's a great player for sure, but they're the Tampa Bay Lightning for a reason.
Thank you. Thanks,
Good.
everyone.
Yeah.